Welcome to Funny Florida Females. I'm Clarice Kentwood.
And I'm Patti Hope.
And we are both comedians and Florida transplants. With this podcast, we aim to feature and celebrate what makes Florida females so funny. And we're excited to have Brianna Rockmore with us today.
Yeah, but first I want to talk to you about, Clarice, I went to this Podfest Expo. When was that? A couple weeks ago. It was awesome. You guys should have gone. It was totally
I'm definitely going next year.
Yeah,
I ended up having
to
do something with my stupid sister.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like the big time like Podfest names like that I know, podcast names that like Lemonada and some of the others, but there were some big ones there, and yeah, I mean, it might be something to I don't know. Every time I go to these things, I'm always like rah rah rah. We have to do A, B, C, and D. But it was interesting.
And they had workshops, and
like some of it was free. Like just going to the convention hall part, that was all included with a couple of workshops. But then
did you get a swag bag with lots of stuff, gifties?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I did. I don't remember. I only made it to one day, but it was definitely in the future. We should plan to kind of do the whole thing, and they have a cruise too, a Podfest cruise that you can go on.
Maybe we'll do that. Do that.
You're a cruise gal.
I'm a cruise person. I cruise a lot. I'm definitely going to check that out. Yeah. But first, we're going to have a chat with Brianna.
Let's have a chat with Brianna Rockmore. All right, get ready to meet Brianna Rockmore, a trailblazing transgender comedian who's making waves in the entertainment industry with her unique blend of humor and authenticity. As an actor, comedian, and writer, Brianna brings her sharp wit and relatable charm to the stage, captivating audiences with her hilarious observations and quick punchlines. Standing tall in her humor despite her petite stature. It's so cute when we hug because she's like half my size.
Yeah. I've got her pocket. I'm like
she's a little pocket comedian. Brianna's comedic style is as stable as it gets. After all, she's already close to the ground. Please welcome Brianna Rockmore to the Funny Florida Females podcast. Yay.
When I fall, I do not hurt myself at all. Well, thanks for having me.
So we're happy to have you here. And I thought we'd start with your start. How'd you get your start in comedy?
When did I start? 2019, right before the world stopped in 2020.
Yeah. Great time to get your start.
I got my feet wet for a year. And then the world stopped. Yeah. I even said, I was like, this is going to be the year of the Brie next. And I'm never saying that ever again.
Because it brought a pandemic.
Those are powerful words, apparently. But no, I started at now Funny Bone, but Orlando Improv with Carmen Vallone. We had.
Oh, cool.
I did the comedy class because I always wanted to do comedy. I knew I was funny, but writing jokes was one of those we all know.
Right.
Yeah. It's not the easiest.
There's a difference between being funny and knowing structure and joke, what makes a joke.
Yeah. And it's so important.
Absolutely.
But that's where I got my start and been loving it ever since.
How has being transgender shaped your comedy?
I don't know if it shaped it or not. I was thinking about this question, and I really haven't had a lot of backlash. I probably have whispers in the shadows I don't see or hear, but for the most part, it's been really good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I haven't heard any whispers.
Usually, I'm the one that starts it, so makes it easier.
But that way, you stay on top of the rumors and you start them yourself.
Yeah, I can always know who the source is. That's me.
Exactly.
But no, honestly, it's kind of one of the funny things. Really, is like a lot of people they don't realize. So then I go up there and do my material, and then I come off, and they'll come up. Other comedians are like, and then they use trans jokes. Like, oh, I'm sorry, did I offend you or anything? Well, if you offend me, none of us should be here. Right. We're comedians for one. Okay, let's not get offended.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of funny the respect I get, I guess, in that regard. But I find it humorous.
Do you think that because people, people don't recognize you as transgender right away? Do you think that changes that any?
No, it's just kind of a shock sometimes when they're like, "Oh, what? You're what again?" But it's just the shock and all. I guess I don't know, but it's never negative.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, okay. At least so far. At least like I said.
Do you have any funny stories in particular of like a behind the scenes thing or anything? I mean, related to transgender or not, just being a comedian in general.
Just some stories you hear. a lot of times. Can't think of one right off, but nothing really crazy that I've come across. It's really just kind of fun talking to other comedians and just getting to understand them and their head.
That's
and
my
their
favorite
jokes
part
and-
too.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing comedy, but like the after, the show when it's just a bunch of comedians sitting around talking is like one of my favorite parts of doing comedy.
Yeah, because before the show, nobody wants to talk.
Nobody, because
No,
Because you're focused.
Like,
your mind's on your material.
oh, you're the other comedian? Okay.
I've always been that way. People come up talking to me, like people I know, friends or whatever. I'm like, shh, don't talk to me until after I'm done.
Yeah.
Then we'll talk all night long.
Do you have any challenges, or what's your like getting gigs? Like, how do you
I have certain places that I go that I'm automatically like almost,
comfortable
like,
with?
in.
Yeah.
Like I know they're going to call me or ask me to be a part of that show. Right now, I'm still, I guess, minus the COVID years, I'm still young. I think in my mind, maybe 3-4 years of actually just doing comedy like on a regular basis for a full year.
Is that do you have a day job as well?
I do. I'm a legal assistant.
Oh, okay.
Not for Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan.
Well,
Not
that's
for
good.
one of those
No,
big check.
not one of the
guys?
Morgans.
No.
I don't have the big billboard.
No billboard.
Too little. He wouldn't find me. It's like, where's Waldo?
Like, nobody would see you anyway.
Where's Bree? Yeah, I do have a day job, but I kind of have downtime, so I'm able to write. Like I'm working on a couple books. Probably need to focus on one thing. ADD.
Oh yeah.
Big thing with
I
me.
have that problem. Yeah. Lots of projects, lots of balls in the air. Right.
Yeah. But it's hard to focus sometimes. Like I was trying to write like a biography, and I start with one chapter, and next thing I'm 10 chapters deep. But they have to go back to the other one because my thought process is like, here's this thought, and then I jump ahead in life, and I'm like, oh wait.
And then you have
Slow
to
down.
Yeah. We're gonna take a minute, half a minute for a sponsor.
All right. Sure.
Hey, I'm Eddie with SoFly Web Designs. If you need a stunning website or smart software solutions, I've got you covered. Check out eddieboscana.com or SoFlyWebDesigns.com and let's connect. Details in the show notes.
Okay.
All right, and so we're back with Brianna Rockmore.
Yay.
And let's see, what else do we want to ask you?
What are some of your goals for the future? Are there things that you're like, oh, I'd love to travel, or?
I would love to travel, yes. I consider myself a Central Florida comic right now because I go travel all the way to St. Pete.
Yeah.
So basically, like Flagler to St. Pete or Daytona to St. Pete is my. I would like to get outside of Florida, just kind of grow as a comic.
Yeah.
But I need to get out and do more open mics. I get off work sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to.
No.
Right.
I want to go home and just stare at the TV.
Chill and yeah.
But yeah, I just want to grow more and would like to travel, and I want to get more into acting and just do some more writing. If I can focus on one project, I might get something done.
I know what you're talking about. It's so true.
Do you have you found that when you're out doing comedy that because it's mostly men versus
Right.
being the only female, do you find that the men are
Well, how do you
sorry.
find them? Let's just
yeah, how do you find how do the guys relate to you?
I don't know. We're cordial. We just chat. I guess there's nothing. I guess I don't see anything specific that comes out. Yeah,
I got you.
it's just other comics.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't see like a line that's being drawn anywhere.
Well, that's
If that
good.
makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, to me, I'm sure that's much different than, say, even 20 years ago.
Oh, 100%. I kind of
mean,
expect it more now, I guess. A little backlash, because especially with the news, it's becoming, more negative.
Yeah.
More popular you get it, the more negative it gets.
But I also think that we're also, as a society, probably a lot more, woke-ish. Not to use the word specifically.
Right.
Woke.
No, I get
You
it.
know what I mean?
Accepting,
Like progressive.
whatever. Yeah.
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah, most people don't care, honestly.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly.
I guess
that's good.
I
That is good.
Like when I'm writing my jokes, I try to make it relatable. So I try to lighten the situation. Like,
Yeah.
because sometimes I'll just say, I'm trans, and then you kind of get looks from the audience.
Yeah.
They're like, what do I think now? I was like, don't worry about it. I got you. Then I just keep talking. I make them laugh, and then at the end of it, they're like, oh. I have people come up to me a lot, like after a show, and they're like, oh, you're awesome. I was like, oh, thanks.
That's
Some
awesome.
people I wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Not to judge, but
Like, because I'm sure that, like, what you...
My computer's going crazy.
There's a bomb.
Oh no!
Having technical
Having some
issues.
whole thing. Oh, never mind.
Sorry,
So
Patty
crazy. It was
Patty's
like-
computer went
It
nuts.
went nuts like a virus.
Apologies
Because I said
about
trans, I'm sorry.
Someone's listening.
that. The gay mafia.
They're coming after me.
That was weird.
I think I've seen more animosity with gay men versus
Oh, really?
straight. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah,
Isn't
they're more
that
judgy.
Strange.
Well, the gay men
They judge
can be
anyway.
bitchy.
Yeah, they're bitchy.
My brother's gay. He's
yeah.
bitchy.
Divas. They're all divas.
Yeah.
Trying to scan something.
Are there? Is there? Are you originally from Florida?
I am. The Panhandle, Pensacola.
Okay.
Lower Alabama, LA as I call it.
So you're like, is there anything about like the Florida culture that you especially love?
Florida's fun. Florida's definitely the melting pot or whatever. You have everybody here. One thing, a big difference with me is growing up in Pensacola, more north of Pensacola. Country.
Yeah.
Then you come to Orlando,
And
you're
it's
like,
like
oh,
the
wait,
city.
look at all the different people in the world.
Yeah.
They do exist. So,
Because the Panhandle's more like Georgia almost.
almost, or Alabama, yeah.
Like Georgia, Alabama.
It's very
up
southern.
there. Yeah.
The further north you get, the more southern you get.
Which
In
is
Florida.
ironic.
Right, yeah. But, yeah, I just like Florida. I like the weather's great. Except for August.
June, July,
When is
August,
1,000
September.
degrees out?
Yeah, it is a struggle in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Was there anything else that you wanted to share with us? Specifically?
I don't know. I go by the Brie on stage.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm cheesy. Yeah.
I like that.
the break.
I use it a lot. Sometimes I'll say cheesy and easy, but then I say I'm married, and so I'm not too easy.
So what's the best way for people to connect with you?
Facebook, Instagram, social media. I'm working on getting my site, the Brie. But right
Okay.
now, I think Instagram is at Brianna_Rockmore.
Okay.
22. So
Awesome.
I need to make it easier.
And we'll have links in the
Do you still do the
description.
video? Like you did these clever videos?
I was. Well, we have a puppy now.
Oh.
1 year
nice.
old now. 2 weeks ago, turned 1.
Aw.
So that's a challenge.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna have barking in the background constantly.
Oh, that's fun.
So I got to figure. I'm gonna come here and do it now.
Is it like a young yappy dog? Is it like a yappy breed? Or
It is a
deep
Labradoodle.
barking?
Oh.
So hyper
Hyper.
hyper.
Yeah.
You get constant.
Anything doodle, they're just nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Doodles
brains
are
are
nuts, yeah.
But you can't
scrambled.
stay mad at it because the minute you do,
'Cause
they
they're
look
so
at you with those
freaking
eyes. You're
adorable.
like,
Oh, yeah. Labradors are adorable.
How can I be mad at something so cute?
but they're evil. Just so you know. They're like Tasmanian devils.
My neighbor has a German Shepherd doodle.
Oh,
Oh, I can.
Adorable.
that must be an interesting.
Right?
It is. She's really cute. But yeah,
Shape.
she's a handful.
They are a handful.
Yeah.
Very hyper.
Yeah.
So we have a Florida woman segment.
Right. We do this little Florida
Yeah.
woman segment. We'd love to have you join
Chime
us
in.
in
Yeah.
making fun of this Florida woman.
And this one is
Florida woman. Right?
Florida woman.
we need like a little logo.
We're
to
gonna get
insert in
Eddie
there.
on that.
We gotta-
Make
we gotta
Eddie.
we have to
make us
insert
a
a little
little-
segment in there.
Florida
Yeah.
woman.
So
The one we have here is this Florida woman used her aunt's dog's urine for a court-mandated drug test. Okay, here we go.
right.
Pinellas County, Florida. A Florida woman was arrested after she allegedly used her aunt's dog's urine to pass a drug test, according to an arrest affidavit from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. This woman was charged with urine testing fraudulent practices, which who knew that there was a rule, after she admitted to collecting urine from her aunt's dog before taking a court-mandated drug screening. 42-year-old woman was previously arrested and released for possession of drug paraphernalia and driving while her license was suspended or revoked, and was ordered by the court to partake in random drug screenings. And so, yeah, she used her...
Did the results come back with flea and tick? Or?
Like, my biggest question is, how exactly do you collect a dog's urine?
That's what I'm like, yeah, do they...
Like, do you have to, like, get under it and, like, hold
put a pan in there,
like,
yeah.
bag or something? Like...
I don't know. I'm having
don't
a hard time
know.
imagining.
Yeah, a little pan, like a pan or something.
Like, you have a dog. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever thought of, I could
No,
sell
she
this?
squats very low. I would have to.
Exactly. You'd have to have, like, a
Neighbors
Jiffy
would start
Pop
asking
pan.
questions.
The neighbor,
If I was
right?
reaching under as the dog peed.
So the article didn't say how she got caught?
Well, this is the article that's been giving my computer a hard time. Let's
Oh.
see. I just copied one segment.
Well, hopefully
of
it won't do the beeping, but... But, like, I wonder how, like, I wonder if there was some sort of, like, a chemical composition
Right.
that they, like, it, like, set the test off something different. Like,
Yeah, it said, yeah, you don't...
You came back canine.
It came back negative for marijuana, but positive for fleas, yeah.
right? I just, like I said, I
So
can't
you passed the
imagine.
drug test, but
But you do have parvo.
yeah, you have a canine COVID. I don't.
Defendant readily
What's
admitted...
happening?
Oh, she admitted that she had done it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Confessions, right? That's quick.
Well,
to
she
the-
had to because the dog threatened to tell first. She was like, "All right, I'll do it."
Was blackmailing her, yeah.
Yeah, blackmail. These dogs, you can't trust them.
You can't trust them, no.
So we have anything upcoming?
Yeah, I have a show tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
In Lakeland at the piano. Almost said the Parrot, but Pink
Nice.
Piano.
Uh-huh.
We're doing a story time, which should be
Nice.
fun.
What story time is that?
It depends on the comic. It's like 5 to 8 minutes. Basically, you can do regular jokes, or,
Oh,
or you can
okay.
find a story and just do maybe practice a story like Dave Chappelle does.
I
That
gotcha.
story type.
Oh, that's neat.
Some
Neat
people
format.
just come up with a story, of their day. I guess went to Publix today. Have fun.
That's cool.
But, and then after that will be audience participation. Where they'll give us a word and we do a little improv thing for a minute.
Oh,
So
cool.
That's fun.
That sounds like fun.
I've done it before. It's fun.
Well, we'd like to thank Leo Zuniga for producing our podcast, Eddie Buscana for our AI specialist and media support, and our sponsors for their support, and of course, our listeners such as you.
And thank you, Brianna, for being our
And
guest.
yes,
Thank you for
Have a
having
good
me.
night.
Thanks.
Good night.